Hi guys, and welcome to 123 MyIT's video on what to do with your old or broken iPad. Okay guys, so I get a lot of questions from people asking me what do they do with their old, or what can they do with their old iPad. So they've been given a new iPad for Christmas and the old one is still in perfect working order, or it may be broken or it may be faulty, and they're not too sure what they can do about that to either fix it or to maybe fix it up for a family member and give it away, or sell it on eBay, or recycle it. So I thought I would go ahead and make a video on what I do to troubleshoot a lot of the iPads, and also some steps that you can do to maybe get some money back for your iPad, to sell it or to send it to recycling. And some of these troubleshooting steps will be quite basic, so just bear with me as we go through them. You might already know a lot of these steps, but some of them you probably won't know. Okay guys, and the first step that I want to recommend for a lot of people is to charge your iPad. Now you might sort of say, well, this is just common sense, it's not really a tip, but a lot of the problems that I find when people bring the iPad to me and it's not powering on, it's because either one of their cables is faulty, so I'm talking about this USB cable here, is faulty and not charging properly, or they might have a problem with their adapter, or they're plugging this one directly into the computer, and the computer for whatever reason isn't charging the device properly. I see that a lot actually. So what I do recommend is get out your power plug or your wall charger and charge the device properly before you go through the rest of these steps. So the first thing to do is get it out, put it on the wall charger, and maybe let it charge for like overnight or something before you go through the next steps. So the other option too is, if it's not charging for you, maybe borrow a friend's just to make sure and test out whether your iPad is actually charging properly. So if you wanted to give your iPad away or you wanted to sell it, the next step I would say to you is you need to remove any personal data on here. So to do that, we would go into settings and then go into general, and then scroll to the bottom of general, and you should find a menu called reset. We want to press reset, okay? And you'll have two options at the top there: reset all settings, okay, which will just reset the settings on your iPad, and then we've got erase all content and settings. Now this will get rid of any personal data on there, so things like if you on iPhone or anything like that, contacts, it will get rid of contacts, it will get rid of your browsing history, any apps that you've put on there, it will also erase those. So you can see here it says now, erase iPad, this will delete all media and data and reset all settings. So we want to go erase. All right, and it says, are you sure you want to continue? All media, data and settings will be erased. This cannot be undone. Okay, so at this stage, if you've got stuff on here that you need, I would suggest that you do a backup of your data before you go ahead with this. Once you press this erase button, it will totally erase the iPad, and the iPad will go back to factory default. And once you press erase here, then the iPad will start up as if it has never been used. So it will ask you for your country, and I'll show you that now. Okay guys, so it's restarted there now, and you can see it's at the default menu where it will ask you, a bunch of questions. So Australian English is what we want to set it to. Obviously if you're in the US, you just hit English. Okay guys, so the next step that I would say to you is to check your iOS version. So the iOS version, you might have heard, is version 9 is out at the moment, I think. And if you wanted to check your iOS version, you could go into settings, go to about, and if we scroll down here, you'll see version. And at the moment, this iPad is running 7.1.2. Now I know for a fact that the latest version at the moment is 9.2.1, and what you could actually do is you could actually upgrade this version of your iOS firmware. You could do it two ways. You could go into software update, and you will see here it will check for an update. All right, and there we go. So it's 9.2.1, and you could download and install that, and that would actually upgrade the iPad. Now the other way that you could do a iOS upgrade, if you wanted to do a full upgrade, you could actually do it in DFU mode. And if you head over to the 123 MyIT website and then go down to iPhone and then go into iPad firmware, and you will actually see a list that I keep regularly updated of all the firmware that is released by Apple. So if we scroll down there, wait for it to load, and you can see here, so for example, this is an iPad 2 with Wi-Fi, so the latest firmware here. And what you can do is you can actually press on the firmware and download the firmware, and then you can use that firmware in what's called DFU mode. So I'll just show you real quick. If you go back to the top of the 123myIT website, in the search button there, press in the search button and type in DFU, and then just hit go. And I've already done a video on how to install firmware via DFU mode. I won't go over it again. I'll just link you to the previous video. So it's an iPhone video, but it's the same with your iPad. So go ahead, guys, and watch that video if you want to put it into DFU mode, if you want to do a fresh install of the iOS and not just a over-the-air upgrade. Okay, so I can hear you guys saying, well, what if I dropped my iPad and it has a cracked screen, or the device is just faulty, it doesn't power on even though I've charged it properly, the screen just doesn't come on, but there's no physical damage to the actual iPad or the iOS device. What we can actually do is we can actually check our warranty on the device. So if the device was purchased under a 1 year old, then it is possible that you might even be able to get a replacement without any cost to yourself through Apple. So what we need to do is we need to go in and find the serial number on your device, and to do that you can go into settings, and then you can go into general and then about, and then under that you should have serial number here. There's a pretty easy way. We can just press on it and copy the serial number like that. And then if you go back to the 123myIT website, press on downloads, and I've added in a couple of really handy links under the download section, and I'll show you that now. And you'll see there it's got Apple links. Okay, and the first one we want is linked to the Apple Warranty Checks website here. So we'll press on that one. All right, so here we can check our service and support coverage. So we just want to press in there and tap and hold, and then hit paste, and it'll paste our serial number there. And then if we go down below, we need to enter in the code to make sure we're not some type of bot. So XB8N7, and hit continue. And then it'll take us to the next page, and it'll actually show us what type of device we have here. So you can see here it's an iPad 2. It's a tick against the valid purchase date. Okay, and then it also has technical support has expired, and repairs and service coverage has also expired. But it could be that you've got a fairly new iPad and you wanted to, you actually took out the extra warranty. You're able to get your iPad fixed under the service and support coverage that you purchased with Apple. Okay, and if you've had no luck with the service and the warranty repair, go back to the 123myIT website, press on downloads, and there's another link here where we can actually just go to the Apple Recycling and Reuse website. So we'll press on that one. And on this website here, this is an official Apple Reuse and Recycling program, and it says we'll give you a credit for your device. Okay, so you get a credit for iPhone, iPad, or Mac eligible smartphones, PCs, and other manufacturers as well. So it's not just Apple stuff that you can get back. You can actually recycle other devices here. If we scroll down a little bit here, it says you can take it into a store and get a credit. So basically you can actually take your old device in, and obviously the better working order it's in, the more money you'll get for it. If it's completely trashed, you might not get anything for it. Okay, but if we have a look here, get a gift card online. So you've got iPhone, smartphone, iPad, Mac or PC. So for example, if we wanted to trade in our iPad, we'd click on the iPad here, and then we'd go through and select what type of iPad we have. So we have the iPad 2, it's a Wi-Fi model, it's a 16 gigabyte model, and it was a white iPad. Once this is done, click on continue. Right, then it will ask us some questions here. Does your device power up and function normally? Yes. Is the enclosure in good condition? Yes. Is the device free from obvious signs of liquid contact? Yes. Is the display in good condition? Yes. Are the buttons in good working condition? Yes. And we want to hit continue. Alright, you can see there now that it's given us the $60 Apple Store gift card. So that means we can use the $60 to purchase a new iPad once we go ahead and get the serial number and validate the product. Okay, so pretty straightforward, and this is helpful if you have an iPad that you no longer want, you don't want to really give it to anyone or be bothered selling it online. You can go on here, take the iPad into the store and possibly get $60, maybe more, maybe less for the device. Lastly guys, if your iPad is broken and you wanted to sell it, you could always sell it on eBay for spares or repairs. So what you do is you go to eBay and type in iPad 2 and then spares or repairs, and you'll actually get people that buy them, buy the parts of the iPads to fix other iPads for repairs. So they might want to fix their own one if they've got a cracked screen. You can see here that there's some people selling them and they're already broken, so you'll get some you might be able to get some money back that way, even on a broken one, if you're not able to get any money from Apple themselves. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it from me. If this was helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment in the field. So if I've missed something that could help with getting your old iPad up and running or getting it repaired or something like that, then leave a comment in the comments field. And that's pretty much it from me. Thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.